Whoa, what is happening? I like tried to click live and like StreamYard like didn't like process what I wanted to do. So I don't know what happened within that first minute, 30 seconds, but nobody cares. Oh, guys, this is honestly just going to be a rant. I'm not even going to do my like typical live stream stuff I normally do, like show you guys the stats. I mean, I might show you guys the stats, but it's not going to be a normal, fun, upbeat show. I'm pretty much just going to rant the whole time. And look, I'll try to start off positively as I can. First off, before we get started, though, let me know if the mic's sounding okay. I'm clearly having technical difficulties because I clicked live like 3 times and I forgot my drink over there. So I had to stand up and go get it. So I don't even know what happened within the first minute, whatever. It's been a crazy day, guys. It's been a long day for me. I'm not going to lie. Okay, what happened here? Oh, so you did see me get up. Okay. I'm literally watching back. I'm sorry. I'm just watching back what happened the first like minute of my show because I tried to go live and it just didn't work. Um, yeah, thank you. M Cole 42. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for letting me know that we're sounding good. All right, so once again, you guys, let me just gather myself for a minute. This is going to be more of a rant than it is going to be like a post game live show. There's really not too many great takeaways from tonight's game. There just isn't. Um, I might talk about some players and some sequences that I saw, but we're probably going to be here for like 30 minutes or less because there's just really nothing to break down. So I'm going to crack open a beer. Definitely needed a few of these tonight. So let me know what you guys are drinking in the chat. We'll try to get through this as painfully as possible, but we're definitely going to rant. So cheers. All right. So look, truth is, this was not game 7. It wasn't. This was not flashbacks of game 7. But it did have some familiarity. I can't speak. Um, there was a lot of similar things from game 7 in this game. And this game showed a lot of the Suns' flaws. Let's be real. I mean, Devin Booker started off ice cold, 0 for 7. I think the Mavericks like closed the first quarter. 24, like on a 24-4 run, if I'm correct. The game was tied at 11-11, and it seemed like the Suns were going to be okay. Like DeAndre Ayton looked really engaged. Even though Booker was cold, like we had other players going for the most part at the start of the game. And then all of a sudden, Devin Booker just got absolutely shut down, and the Suns couldn't get anybody else going. And the defense wasn't there. The ball movement wasn't there. The Mavericks punched us in the mouth early. And as I mentioned, a 24-4 run to end the first quarter. I think they were bringing this up on the broadcast. The help side defense for the Mavericks was incredible most of the game. They were aggressive. They were making other Suns players score. It felt like every single time the Suns would get something going, which I'll kind of talk about later, it seemed like the Mavericks would just punch us right back in the face, drain a 3, or slam dunk the ball, or just whatever it was. They just kept punching us back tonight. There were a few moments where it seemed like the Suns were kind of showing life, but it just didn't matter. Booker's, someone correct me if I'm wrong here, but Booker's first points of this game was around the 4:18 mark. It was Kellen Olson who tweeted this out. Devin Booker's first scoreless first quarter in 202 games. 202 games. Booker was held. That was the first time he was held scoreless. That was what? Maybe the 2018 season? And I don't even remember what game that was. The Mavericks were just suffocating defense. They're blitzing Devin Booker. The game was pretty much over after the end of the first quarter. You could make that argument. Now, in all fairness, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, DeAndre Ayton was pretty good. I thought Josh Okogie was really good. I thought Mikal Bridges had some good moments here and there. The Suns did have a 34-point third quarter, But again, it just didn't feel like it. It really didn't. That was more on the Mavericks than it was the Suns, in my opinion, because every time the Suns would get something going, the Mavericks would just punch us right back in the face. I don't know what it was, guys. It's just a bad night all around. I know that we crushed the Spurs last night and everything seemed to, look great. And Dario Saric had a great game and Josh Okogie put up big numbers in that game, but this was bad, you guys. And look, I had someone respond to me on Twitter. Oh, does anybody watch basketball? Bad losses happen all the time. And look, technically that person's not wrong, but it's different when you're playing the Mavericks, who gave you the worst playoff loss in Suns history. It's different when the Phoenix Suns are a true contender, and these nights seem to happen a lot. This has been the story for like the past 3 seasons or so. The Suns have these really bad losses where it's like they don't even bother to show up. And it's really frustrating, you guys. And look, we can point the blame at Monty Williams. We can blame Devin Booker's cold shooting. We can blame, let's say Landry Shamet or Damian Lee. It's a team effort, and we got our asses kicked tonight, you guys. And I don't know if a Jay Crowder trade's going to solve it, or as Phoenix in the chat says, trade Shamet. I don't know if a Landry Shamet's trade's going to fix it. And sure, hey, look, we play the Boston Celtics next. That's not going to be easy. Like, even if we bounce back versus Celtics, and then we play the Pelicans back to back, we're probably going to see more nights like this. And it's really frustrating. And I even tweeted out during the game saying, like, I hope James Jones is watching this. Or like I said something like, do you think James Jones is watching this game? And look, even though I don't think a Jay Crowder trade is going to solve all of our problems, I really hope that when James Jones trades Jay Crowder, he rewatches the highlights from this game. You know what I mean by that? Let me just take a breath, you guys. This is going to be a really short stream. And again, I do apologize for any negativity. I apologize for any negativity that I had tonight on Twitter. By the way, follow me on Twitter. This is how much of an off day I'm having, you guys. I didn't even pull up the little ticker that you're watching right now on the screen. I didn't even tell you guys to Hulk smash that like button. I'm just having I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm having a really bad day. But and tonight just didn't make it any worse. I was having a bad day prior to this game. But look, you guys, the truth is, my job here on Suns Geek, as somebody who's been, quote, covering this team for years, has been doing these Suns videos for years, is to tell you guys the truth, to tell you guys how I see it, to break down what I saw. And tonight, after the first quarter, I didn't see much. There were some things that I would like to get into, and maybe we'll look at the numbers. But this is going to be a short live stream. It's going to be a short rant. And the Phoenix Suns got their asses kicked, and they need to step up against Boston on Wednesday. As my guy Manuel, excuse me, sorry to butcher your name. As my guy Manuel just said, man, I'm pissed. Sucks. Hope the Suns win on Wednesday. Wednesday is a huge game, you guys. If you haven't been paying attention, the Boston Celtics are probably are the best team in the NBA. Yeah, they're better than the Suns. Who else is good in the NBA right now? They're better than the Nuggets. They're better than the Bucks, not by much, but they are. They're the best team in the NBA, and we play them Wednesday after kicking the Spurs' ass and then getting our ass kicked by the Mavericks. So I don't know, you guys. And I'm not saying the Celtics don't have any flaws of their own. And I'm not saying the Suns aren't going to come into that game locked in and focused and playing better defense and Booker actually making some shots and everything. But man, and look, I could use excuse after excuse. Oh, we didn't have Chris Paul. We didn't have Cam Johnson, and Devin Booker started the game really cold, and the defense was terrible, and the Mavericks were hitting their 3-point shots and everything. But yikes. I mean, did you guys watch the same game I watched? Like Shot Chucker said, Booker, McHale, Biyombo left so many guys open. This is why I've kind of always been like a body language police person, even though sometimes I make fun of those people. And I know I'm probably sounding like a hypocrite right there, but like body language was one thing tonight. I didn't see it. There's guys were just standing around. Even when guys like take jump shots, it just kind of looked like it was just so off. Just something just seemed wrong. And I knew we were going to lose the game when Booker hurt his ankle. And I hope he's okay. I mean, he took notes from Mikal Bridges tonight and he stayed on the court, but I don't think he did much after that ankle injury. I don't know. Tonight was bad. So let me take a sip of my beer and then we're going to look at the numbers. I'll rant a little bit more. There is some positives I kind of want to point out to you guys. It's not going to be all doom and gloom. Thank you to everybody who's watching. I know there's a lot of other Suns podcasts that are live right now, and those Suns podcasts are probably saying the same things that I'm saying, but in their own words with better analysis and better breakdowns and everything. But you guys are getting what you're getting here. You're getting the truth. You're getting things that I saw. So let me take a sip of my beer and we'll continue on here. All right. So let me pull this up. One man show here, you guys. I apologize. All right. So let's look at the box score. And let me know if any ads play. I've been struggling with the ads playing, the videos playing in the background. All right. So can you guys see what I'm seeing? All right, cool. All right. Let me just talk about a couple of Ish Wainwright moments, who did get the start tonight, which is pretty awesome. And I kind of get what Monty Williams was doing there, sort of. I want to hear from you guys what you thought about Ish Wainwright starting. I mean, let's be real. Whether Ish Wainwright started this game or not, it wouldn't have mattered. Let's be real. But there was a couple of things I wanted to point out. First off, Ish Wainwright did have 2 threes tonight. One of them was early in the game when the Suns actually looked like they were playing and they looked like they were going to have a good game. Also, I think the very first Luka possession, if I remember correctly, Ish Wainwright was on him, bodying him up, playing physical defense, contested a 3 of his and it missed. So he looked pretty good in moments like that. There was also one play that someone pointed out on Twitter where, like, I think Ish Wainwright like crashed into Luka and he just dropped to the ground. That goes to show how strong of a guy Ish Wainwright is. Like, if I ever was in a street fight, I would want Ish Wainwright right by my side because that dude is he's a beast. But he did make some mistakes out there. He did get a little too confident from 3 and he chucked up some clankers. And it just, and he only played 14 minutes tonight. Mikal Bridges, not great. I mean, 13 points, kind of had it going early-ish, but didn't really do much outside of that. I mean, 4 for 11. DeAndre Ayton. Let me play my DeAndre Ayton drop tonight because he's the only one, in my opinion, that deserves really a lot of praise and a lot of good things coming his way. So let me find it first. Sorry, guys. I'm so off tonight. So here's DeAndre Ayton's drop if you're watching it for the first time because he deserves a lot of credit tonight. Let me pull up this real quick, too. Let's talk about Ayton and let's watch his drop.
The Phoenix Suns select DeAndre Ayton.
Let's be real. If we're trying to find anything positive about tonight, it was DeAndre Ayton. 27 minutes, 20 points and 8 rebounds. Also had 3 blocks, and he was 9 for 11 from the field. And someone else pointed this out too, and I saw it a couple times too. He was really patient tonight. There were some plays where he was a little too patient, and put up like a clanker here and there, and had a few missed give me or a few missed attempts, but I thought he was good tonight. He had a couple slam dunks early on. He was really aggressive, pretty much mismatching Dwight Powell with all due respect. He was just dominating down the post and looked pretty aggressive. Took advantage of just their small size. And maybe the Mavericks knew that going in. Excuse me. And I understand if there's fans out there that are like, oh, he should have had like 40 and 15, or he should have had like 50, and we should have just left him in the game. But there's no point, you guys. Like, I think Monty Williams, even though he does, I'm sure a lot of fans are upset with Monty Williams tonight. I think it was smart to pretty much wave the white flag saying, yeah, we're done. We lost early. I think that was smart. But again, if there's anybody that deserves credit, if there's any positivity to tonight's game, it was DeAndre Ayton. Campaign, I mean, he did have a double-double, but it was the quietest double-double I've ever seen. 14 and 10, 4 for 16 shooting, very inefficient. There's that play that's going to go viral where Luka was like cutting to the basket, and I think Payne, I don't know if he like legit fell or he just took one too many steps and just fell down, but that's going to go viral, kind of like when he dropped Cam Johnson. Like, he was really inefficient tonight despite the double-double. By the way, he was 4 rebounds away from a triple-double, but it would have been one of the most inefficient triple-doubles ever if he would have gotten that. We pretty much talked about Devin Booker. 11 points, 5 assists, terrible shooting. Now, real quick, let me pull up my tweeter. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, at Suns Geek. And again, you guys, I do apologize for any negativity tonight. It hasn't been the best day for me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's been rough, but we are going to react to Devin Booker's ankle roll. Now, at the time of this live stream, I'd have to see what the media is saying and everything. Let me just pull this up real quick. Oh, what are we doing? I don't know what's going on. At the time of this live stream, I don't know if Devin Booker's okay. He looked okay. I mean, he did get back on the court after the ankle injury that we're about to react to. But it just didn't seem like he did much after that ankle roll. Let me mute this just in case. Give me a second here, you guys. I apologize. One-man show. Thank you for everybody that's in here right now. If you guys are watching afterwards, or if you're watching right now, do me a favor, Hulk, smash that like button. Let's talk about Booker's ankle roll here. Let me lower that. All right, so here's Booker's ankle roll. You guys are watching it on the screen with me. I'm going to let this replay. Stepped on Josh Green's foot. Josh Green had a really nice game. You see that tweak right there. Like, even just watching it over and over again, that's tough. And NBA TV showed a couple different angles of this. He was scorching in pain on the floor, and it sucked, man. That was really when I was like this game went from bad to worse when Booker did this. But again, he took notes from Mikal Bridges, who's the NBA's Iron Man, and stayed on the floor. And, I've always been a believer in, like, sometimes injuries look worse than they really are sometimes. You know what I mean? And Booker's tough. We all know that. We know Devin Booker loves to play basketball no matter what the circumstances are. And it sucks. I mean, sometimes you just land on guys' foots like that. But, man, that was like watching it over and over again. That was really tough. But that's pretty much when I knew that this game was over. And, yeah, so we're going to stop watching that now. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what else happened here tonight. So I'm pretty sure this is accurate because my guy Andrew Leesus doesn't normally tweet out stuff like this. This does seem pretty legit. I would have to really dive into the math for this, but my guy Andrew Leesus said in the last 3 halves, the Mavs and Suns have played. In the last 3 halves, the Mavs and Suns. I can't talk. In the last 3 halves, the Mavs lead against the Suns is 186 to 113. The Mavs have a plus 73 point differential in 6 quarters against the Suns. Look, Mavericks fans are going to troll us all day, all night for that Game 7 loss. Even like 5 years from now, we're still going to be hearing about that infamous Game 7 loss. But the Suns can't be putting themselves in this position every time we play the Mavericks. We can't start off the first half terrible, like we did in the opening season of the regular season game, like we did tonight. I think we played them again in March. Someone correct me if I'm wrong about that. We can't come out flat. We just can't. I mean, guys, think about this. What happens if we see this team in the playoffs? Let's say like it's a 1 versus 8 seed or a 2 versus 7. We can't start games like this. We absolutely can't. I don't know, you guys. I really don't. Shout out to my guy Super Mario Hoops. Him and I had a great live show a few days ago, recapping the Suns Bulls game. He said, "I can see McHale in the year 2076 as an 80-year-old fossil wheeling onto the court for tip just to make sure he never misses a game." This is the comedy and the positivity that I need right now, you guys. That's great, Super Mario. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks to everybody that's here listening to me rant right now. One thing I haven't talked about though, and a lot of you in the chat are telling me, and it's true, is the Suns' 3-point defense was absolutely terrible tonight. And I think it was Grant Hill who pointed this out. He said that, or somebody pointed it out. They said the Mavericks had a lot of open threes, which someone mentioned it earlier. Shot Chucker said Booker, McHale, Biyombo left so many guys open. There were so many uncontested Mavericks threes and contested Suns threes tonight. And that's pretty much the summary of the game. Like, again, I could dive into the numbers tonight. 52% shooting from the Mavericks. They shot 48% from 3, which is absolutely ridiculous. We won the rebound, or sorry, we tied the rebounding battle tonight. Surprisingly, we had 28 assists. It didn't feel like we had 28 assists. Both teams, 15 or wow, both teams had the same amount of turnovers too. Suns won the points in the paint battle. Statistically, for the most part, you would have thought the Suns won this game, but that was not the case tonight. It was an absolute blowout, and I don't know. I could break down every player. I could go down the list, and it was Mavs Moneyball on Twitter. I feel like they pretty much summed this game up perfectly. The Suns out, and I did bring this up earlier. The Suns outscored the Mavs 34-29 in the third quarter. Starting the fourth quarter, the Suns were down 96-75. That's the game right there. I just told you guys the entire game right there. The Suns outscored the Mavs 34-29 in the third quarter. The Suns are down 96-75 to start the fourth quarter. We cannot start games off like tonight. We just can't do that. And look, Matt Peterson on Twitter, great follow, great follow. Go follow him. He made a good point before this game. He said it was something like the Suns have lost 5 games by like total of 7 points or something along those lines. And that's been like the theme with the Suns is a lot of their losses are only by like a point or 2. But there are some games like tonight where we just don't show up. And it is so frustrating. I don't know, you guys. I really don't. Suns will beat the Celtics by 2. As a ball knower, it just felt like a much needed win for Dallas to get back in gear while the Suns have pretty much been rolling the past 2+ weeks besides the Rockets game. As a Twitter troll, I know that the casuals are going to hold on to this game until the playoffs to troll the Suns, exactly, and call them frauds, even though opening night exists too, but whatever. Exactly. Remember, we did come back from 17 to beat the Mavericks. But I like the first. I like what you said right here. He said it just felt like a much needed win for Dallas. What are they, like 12-11 now? To get back in gear while the Suns have been pretty much rolling the past 2 weeks. You are right. Also, you guys, a lot of people may not know this. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know this until tonight. Prior to the game, the Mavericks are 9-3 at home. Now they're 10-3. But they play really good at home, you guys. Now the road is where they've been struggling. And pretty much for the most part, besides when Christian Wood wants to play, it's pretty much been Luka all season. So this was just another Mavericks, big night. And I think someone summed it up on Twitter where they pretty much said, like, the Suns are kind of falling that number 1 seed in the West, but the Mavericks are like pushing for that 10th seed. So they're still a pretty significant gap. And I said this yesterday on TikTok. By the way, follow me on TikTok. I said, even the Lakers are playing better, but they're so far down in the standings that it doesn't seem like it. The NBA is crazy right now in terms of records. Now we're kind of starting to see the pretenders like the Jazz or I don't know, some other teams fill in the blank. But I don't know. The NBA is crazy. I love it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't love the NBA. I wouldn't be here if I didn't love the Phoenix Suns. And again, you guys, I'm sorry for any negativity, but I just had to go on a rant and just tell you how terrible tonight was. So before we get out of here, submit any questions you want to ask me. I'm kind of looking at the numbers right now. I do want to give some flowers to Josh Okogie tonight. 28 minutes, hit a couple threes, had 12 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, had a really nice block foul on, I think it was Josh Green, which, by the way, I think if Josh Green would have gotten that dunk, it would have been one of the dunk of the years, by the way. Let me see if I can find that real quick, because that was a nice dunk, man. Let me just see if I can find this real quick, and we'll react to it. But he had a really good night the other night, too, against the Spurs. He put up some really big numbers and played really hard. I think Bally Sports uploaded this. Yeah, so we're going to react to this just real quick. And they only show it from one angle, but I still want to react to this because this was and Josh Okogie's done this before. Guys, you know it's a long night when I'm showing you a Josh Okogie highlight, with all due respect to Josh Okogie, like, but this is worth actually reacting to. He did something like this, I think, against the Blazers, if I remember correctly. So check this out. This was a fun play, actually. Now, I think he did get called for the foul on this, but check this out, you guys. Oh, sorry, I want to mute the audio so I don't get copyrighted. Please don't sue me. All right, here we go. Check this out. Josh Green goes up. Ooh! And Josh Okogie somehow met him at the rim, and I think he did get called for the foul, but damn. And again, if Josh Green would have gotten that dunk, oh my God, but and that's one thing I love about Josh Okogie, man. He literally never stops. He's a great defender. Pesky, annoying defender. And he showed a lot of that during the Spurs game. He showed a lot of that tonight. Again, he was one of the bright spots coming into tonight's game and during the whole night. I mean, look at that, man. Damn. Okay, so they did show it from a couple angles. I thought they only showed it from one angle, but yeah, shout out to Josh Okogie, man. Nice little defensive play right there, whether it was a foul or not. So, but yeah, I think that's it, you guys. Jock Landale really struggled in this game. Like, I'm literally looking up and down the list. Dario Sarge wasn't that great. Shamet struggled. Just so much inefficient shooting tonight. Before we get out of here, I do just want to see if they've interviewed Monty Williams yet and to see what he said. All right, so Monty hasn't said anything at the time of this recording, but Dennis Scott from NBA TV talked about it tonight, and Monty Williams kind of confirmed it, sort of. Chris Paul, to my knowledge, is pretty much healthy to go. Like, he's ready to go. Chris Paul even said that on a broadcast with Chris Haynes, but 3D Dan Scott said that he could have played the other night, but they're playing it safe. They're, the Suns are obviously playing pretty well besides tonight. But Chris Paul pretty much is ready to go. I've seen footage of him putting up shots during practice. Monty Williams says that he hopes Chris Paul and Torrey Craig are quote, closer, but can't say if they'll play Wednesday versus Celtics. I think in reality, you guys, they can play, but the Suns are just, for some reason, not playing them, or they're holding them out, saving them for the dog days of, late February, March. You know what I mean? But to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure Chris Paul could play. And I feel like if there was a game for him to return, maybe it should have been the Spurs game. You know what I mean? Like, he should have returned earlier, because we could have really used him tonight. We could have really used him against the Celtics and the Pelicans. All right, so before we get out of here, we will just react to the schedule. This is a super short live stream. I don't even know how I've gone 30 minutes. So while I'm pulling up the schedule, let me just get some comments here. So yeah, thank you, Super Mario. You pretty much pulled up the schedule for me. Suns' next 6 games look through. Rockets should have been easy, but the Celtics fully loaded. Clippers, Pelicans 3 times. That's pretty much the schedule that I was going to pull up, but Super Mario Hoops beat me to it. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And thank you for watching and being here. But yeah, our schedule's not easy, you guys, because the Pelicans are just a super solid squad. Again, I always like to remind Suns fans that they almost beat us in the first round. I didn't see Kawhi's game winner tonight. But you know, the Clippers probably won't be an easy game. Pelicans are solid. Celtics are the best team in the league, one of the best teams. Kevin says they're going to hold this over our heads, but won't talk about how Luka is 4-10 against the Suns in his career. That is facts right there, actually. All right. Let me just make sure we're not missing any games, because pretty much Super Mario brought it up. Suns' next 6 games: Celtics, Pelicans, Rockets December 13th, Clippers, Pelicans 3 times, damn it. Then we play the Lakers. I mean, we don't play them until December 19th, but they've been playing really well as of late. Anthony Davis has definitely been playing really damn good. Then we play Washington. Then we play Memphis 2 days before Christmas. Then on Christmas, we play the Nuggets. Like, oh my God. All right. So let me just share this with you guys if you guys are missing it. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's what I just looked at. Celtics, Pelicans, 3 times. 3 times within like a whole week. The only gap is the Rockets. It's pretty much like a playoff series, you guys. We play the Pelicans 3 times. One of those games is an early day game too, so I hope we're ready for that. But there is like a day gap in between each of those games. Then we play the Clippers, then the Lakers, then the Wizards, then the Grizzlies. Then on Christmas Day, the great day of Christmas, we play the Nuggets. Then we play the Grizzlies again, which, by the way, I might go to that game in Memphis. I might go to that game. Maybe. I'm not 100% confirmed, but I might. Then we play the Wizards. Then to close out 2022, we play the Toronto Raptors. So schedule doesn't get easier from here, you guys. I just really hope that the Suns took this ass kicking tonight and took notes from it and learned from it, and they bounce back. So to close out the show, my guy Mark Cooper says, any Jay Crowder update? No Jay Crowder update. I think James Jones has pretty much just said, the right deal hasn't found us yet. But you also could make the argument, maybe there's a trade already done. We just don't know anything about it. And I just like to remind fans of this. December 15th is when certain contracts and players can be traded. That doesn't mean there's going to be like 20 trades on December 15th, but that's the day that those, contracts are like lifted, if you will. Players can be traded. So we'll have to see. Pacers are cooking the Warriors right now. Pacers, yeah, the Suns blew it with Tyrese Halliburton, by the way. Best passer in the NBA, you could argue. Raptors, Wizards, Lakers, Rockets, all easy wins. If the Suns can win maybe 2 or 3 of those games, then that very least, I would say that's a W. I think they're waiting on the mid-season deadline to make a deal. Exactly. Like, there could be a trade-ish after December 15th, maybe late December. You probably will see some teams make deals, but I'm thinking trade deadline as well. I could see that. You never know. Maybe there could be some crazy trades in January. So, my guy Cody right here, don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Yeah, guys, seriously, if you're watching this live stream and you made it all the way through with my negativity tonight and my unpreparedness, I was not prepared for this stream because tonight was such a rough game and today was kind of a crummy day for me. I appreciate it. You guys are all real ones. Like, if you guys watch this entire stream, let me know in the comment section. go ahead and Hulk smash it as well. So on that note, you guys, I'm out of here. Do me a favor, you guys. Follow me on TikTok. I've been uploading a lot over there. I started up a new series called Reacting to Phoenix Suns Twitter, which tomorrow's episode is going to be hilarious because, oh boy, there was a lot of good tweets tonight. So follow me there. I've been uploading a lot of content. I have about 600 followers on there, and I just passed 10K likes for whatever that means. But it is pretty flattering to be on TikTok for a short amount of time and have those numbers. Manuel, you are a real one, man. Still here. All you guys, there's like 21 people in here, and I'm just ranting and bitching about how terrible tonight was. So you guys are all the real ones. Already hit the like button. I agree. Suns got to play with more heart consistently. Exactly. I hope Monty Williams said something like that tonight to his team. Seriously, like there was no heart tonight. Let's be real. So on that note, you guys, I'm out of here. Sorry to leave you guys high and dry, but I pretty much feel like I've summed up this terrible game for the Suns. Go check out my guys over at the Suns Jam Session podcast. They're probably still live right now. They do great work. They go live after every game. I will be going live after the Celtics game. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully we have more to talk about. And then I'll probably be going live Friday night against the Pelicans. I really want to talk about that game too. So do me a favor, you guys. Destroy that like button. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You guys are all amazing people. God bless you guys. Happy holidays. We can actually say that now. It's Christmas time. The holidays are here. I'm going to be putting up some Christmas lights soon because these are like Thanksgiving, Halloween lights. Hope you guys like the new wall, by the way. Let me know if you guys do. I spent like a few hours on that. So on that note, you guys, I'm out of here. Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.